Yes, so that's definitely that was good reference that for like ultimate suspension, like a punishment from not the matter of that person be that now to get happy as well as Lucy will be having to go through it. It's like Master Micro, the returning that comes to the brain. Like basically things like even one of the parents children was like feeling sorry for like losing due to this suspense for punishment. And definitely I'm still taking to my personal reference that like the punishment would be most likely definitely like doing like the entire cleaning of like the fairy tale skill base as well as like those like the entirety of like the fairy tale skill members like laundry all by themselves like by society and also Lucy, Grey and Happy having to do like the laundry as well along with the experience cleaning like them as like a punishment along with like the cleaning them having to do the laundry of like all of the members of like the fairy tale skill as well for like a one whole week or like a whole month. It's like would be like most likely the punishment. It's definitely my consider ambition, but I can look in the case of laundry and something maybe, and definitely I'm still thinking about my impression that like in like Grey had in fact gone to like basically Grey wasn't part of like the process Namcho, Happy and Lucy, who had actually like since like I'm going to try asking of that Namcho, Happy as well as Lucy would be getting like would be getting like through extent of like the punishment, while persevering the punishment would be a tiny bit, a tad bit toned down for Grey, especially like Grey wasn't initially part of like the Nazi music and Nazi group who had like set off to like take up like the S class S rank mission like and broke the rules and like Grey had actually gone to like stop them and because like Grey and because of this reason, like I'm particular maybe for like getting like a bit of like a lenience in like the punishment, a tad bit like just a tiny bit of like a lenience from like Master Master or uh, as for like the punishment, I was particularly Grey will be getting that. It's definitely one of the reference, but like as for like absolutely and happy like they will be getting like just through and full extent of like the punishment. It's definitely one of the reference. Okay, so like also definitely a person to resurrection right now for like the mysterious eerie magic thing or something like that. So we'll bring that magic would be especially like the exact magic through which like Sacred might also essentially control like portals in like the very distant path. And that way like it would still second develop the dimension that the teacher was sort of definitely won't be a villain. Like I was for years at least Sacred alone that is the like the true villain and Sacred might not only after like making it to like the position of being like a council member through like cheating and all sorts of different differing like Sacred might definitely have like ultimate goal and it should use most likely to like be like the whole single role of role or like the entirety of like the pure kingdom all by himself and that way get rid of all the council members and not to do with like he might not have allied with like the darkest and his plan would be to like slowly and that way secretly like take out like the lives of all the masters as well as like that way by taking out the life of all the masters like destroying all the and defeating and destroying all the normal great number of normal heroes would be like an easy task because of like the masters being like the precise people to coordinate who has like who essentially coordinates all the great number of normal heroes. So like Severance's ultimate goal would be to like destroy all the normal heroes and basically to bring all the dark heroes to the Fiora Kingdom and basically to rule over like the entirety of like the Fiora Kingdom as like the only ultimate rule, council member ruler might be like Sagre's goal. And in order to achieve this like goal of Sagre, like Sagre might have only got help like not only allied with like the artists, but like in the process like Sagre might have also gotten help from the territories that are Ashgans. It's definitely my person and so I'm considering like even like there's involved in attack on like the attempt to like the lullaby was to take out all the masters with like the lost magic of like the lullaby magic and all that would be also slightly like through like secret orders of like the great definitely members of the conversation. The grains are and stuff is like all will be like totally connected to definitely members of the grains. So like about trying to for the grain to like achieve like ultimate goal, the grain might have only say eventually might have thought that basically he would need like another council member to so he could like rotate half under his control like and we make that council member do all the stealthy because like so that like Sacred would have like also like another a person to that fully aligned, like fully and 100% is like aligned to the grain, and that is the grain can fully control and like make to make that person do things like the ultimate steps because like at that point like the grain even have like himself to or his like self and will act that he could like simply send out to like that precise council member that he has precisely to be precisely able to control to do all the risky and legal and like stealthy villain action and everything. It's definitely more interesting. And that precise person eventually Checkmate might have precisely saw like that precise perfect ally in that precise like slave slave that the grain can probably control imprecisely for his daughters. And since then, from the Christian past, when Uru had lost her daughter, like since then, I'm expecting like basically it might have been a really cigarette. And like definitely since then, like the cigarette might have definitely been using this exact like eerie mysterious magic to precisely what cigarette might have done to be exactly because like this mysterious eerie magic currently being presented has the power to remove like the mind from like the body and like throw the mind into like this mysterious eerie magic like a different that would be exactly what would be certainly happening with like precisely Uru's daughter as well. It certainly might have been happening with Uru's daughter for a long time and the different Sagarin might have only thrown out like the mind of like Uru's daughter using this magic and like Uru's daughter's like actual mind might have been precisely trapped within this like mysterious theory magic of Sagarin. Definitely my doesn't remember that Sagarin for like impossible then like without like a mind of her own for like Uru's daughter like it might have been precisely Sagarin that might have precisely been able to like control Uru's daughter and made Uru's daughter like release like this data or like the darkness as well as like the like health like basically precisely he might have like secretary might have precisely control to the daughter and release like Deliora and that way to process with like the processing consequence then to like use the daughter to like control and use the daughter to like take the life of another guru. That might have been exactly what might have happened. It's like the basket of and basically lot of things. So like definitely and basically then about separating like even like in lecture present as well and about separating with like master macro having gone off to some council meeting or something like about separating like definitely about separating of kind of like a possibility of maybe like either while master macro would have been on his way to like the council building or like not like the council building but like a profit like meeting or whatever like or like while master macro would be returned from his meeting like was before much macro would be able to like return back to like the Paris skill based like after supporting like Segre possibly maybe by using like Kuro's daughter like or figuring himself like century most likely using the precise extract like dark theory magic or maybe master macro and that way Segre succeeding in like controlling master macro is also like a possibility that I'm not super and maybe I'm talking about two possibilities like master macro once like master macro currently will be like initially returning either master macro eventually without much delay like returning back to like the fairy tale skill base and if that's the case then after different master macro will be returning like master macro will be acting kind of different especially because like master macro will be controlled by remotely controlled by most likely Segre. That's like one possibility that I'm considering. So other possibility is like Segre controlling master macro and possibly Pedro having his like new strategy to like essentially control master macro to like basically use that way that the stealth to use master macro to take populate actually like from all the other masters. That might be one other possible strategy that Pedro might use man. Also might taking the remembrance for like the other possibilities like Segren's controlling master macro and that resulting in like master macro not returning back to like the Predators gen phase, and at that point, like all the remaining Nuts and all the remaining Predators members being like extremely worried for like Master Micro and them like totally setting out, like a bunch of them like totally setting out to basically find Master Micro. Like the first scenario that I'm looking on the Korean methods in the Rainbows. So like definitely I'm still sticking to the Rainbows that like those like those that currently accounts member would definitely even though she currently like seems like a villain, like definitely she would be like definitely as kind-hearted as Negoro definitely matters to the impression. Like it was just only due to like the precisely serious eerie magic of a second controlling. her that basically her Uruk has the control of that theory spell of the magical spell of Segrain will be the sole reason for like Uruk even being a villain. Was definitely my personal impression. And so definitely my personal impression is that like Segrain like this dark eerie magic would also have another limitation, and that limitation will be most likely that like in order for that for Segrain to be able to like, control another person through like by taking their mind out of like, their body, like I'm considering there be that one precise necessary condition that basically like that said target person should be like Segrain should have that target person that will to be able to conscious will to be able for the brain to be able to like control that person, especially in a particular person. So this might also be like a major factor in like precisely Segrain even precisely targeting Uruk and I'm also referring precisely back when like Uruk was only a child as well. It's definitely my personal reference. So it's really precisely because like the child in the sense like it might have been precisely easy for Segrain to like get like the will of Uruk's daughter to for Segrain to be able to like control using like the eerie magic to definitely my personal reference. So like that's also like a lot of the so like even while I'm right now personally different that like that's like most likely not macro as well, most likely getting caught by like the spell by the mind controlling like spell of Segrain. I'm considering it might even though I'm considering it would most likely require like have like the limitations of need that spells to work it needing like the will of the target, like a different skill, Segre might have blackmailed Master Macro with something like maybe getting straight away destroying like the fairy tale skill, but taking the life of all the fairy tale skill or something like some sort of like an extreme consequence if like Master Macro doesn't give his will to be controlled by Segre using his reimagined like maybe like the consequence like that Segre might have revealed the Master Macro for the surveying secretary might have been extremely accused that maybe that might have through such blackmailing and vocifering maybe secretary might have considered like precisely using that dark eerie magic might have considered like controlling master macro. And that's like a scenario that I'm considered of the thing and like very and my consideration is that like and so through possible that like secretary like possible blackmailing of that master macro like the macro method only decided to like prioritize like be controlled by Segre rather than like the consequence. Yet like at the same time Macromet also firmly believe that in like this fairy tale engine that basically they would like eventually fall through and they would be like succeeding in like eventually bringing down Segre. And maybe with that confidence like Macromet only allowed Segre to like control Master Metro. Might have been what might have happened is like also like a possible prediction. Then fairy that I'm looking at everything. Okay, so like I definitely like I think very interesting right now with like now so already reading like the eerie magic quest for like I'm also only thing like it would definitely be a quest that like now so in his like current position like the fair that would be able to like take up like it won't definitely won't be a, like an advanced quest for it. So like get like I'm about to bring straight away like Natu maybe like for even though Natu might not be so extremely interested in like the reward money or anything like even though Natu might be like might even make himself appear as like he's actually doing it for like the reward money. Compulsory only protecting definitely Natsu's like interest would be like Natsu would be like only God because like because of Master Macro not showing up and definitely protecting Master Macro possibly either not showing up at all or like Master Macro being like seriously late to like even return back to like the fair game. But it's like one of these two possibilities that I'm also so like Natsu might be currently totally bored so like Natsu might totally want to get engaged in something. So like it might be totally due to like that's the whole reason that that so precisely after like just after like having returned back to like the Patriots guild after like since after like the Gadona Island mission like Natsu might have instantly once again got on board. So like Natsu might have decided to like take up this eerie magic with God John. It's like the scenario that I'm going to work and I'm going to work straight away. Natsu wanting to do that with that job, but like precisely but Artha totally like basically against like Natsu and telling Natsu that they know like that Natsu has like waited until Macro returns for Natsu and then refuse his punishment for doing anything. And I'm also bringing this like Natsu will straight away as soon as return from Galuna mission like Natsu straight away like getting interested in like this like eerie magic mission. poster like ambassador. That would also be like Natsu's like attempt to like trying to like escape Master Macro once again and basically trying to escape like Master Macro's punishment because like Natsu will be like, totally afraid of like since like Natsu he's just mind will be totally expecting Master Macro to like soon show up like Natsu will be like totally like afraid of like scared of like the punishment that this might also be like Natsu taking up this like reimagination could also be like Natsu trying to like that's what attempt as trying to like escape like the punishment is also like about the ambassador. So like I'm very Lucy as well as happy as well totally being able to connect with like Naruto and like stealthily them all trying to uh like preparing like them either through stealth or like them somehow still succeeding in like convincing Arthur somehow I don't know somehow and basically them heading off for this like eerie magic mission quest is definitely not looking the emotion. So like I'm also preparing and I'm also preparing this eerie magic right now I'm looking the emotion that like eerie magic that totally has like the power to only has the power to like take out like the mind of like a person from his body as well as like trap it for like 30 minutes. Like I'm going to bring that 30 the fresh magic which like Sakurai might have totally used to like control like those sort of considering that would be potentially like an extremely superiorly advanced version of this exact theory that is technically my consideration. But and that magic of Sakurai wouldn't I don't have like the 30 minute limitation. It's definitely one of those considerations. But like this precise theory magic plus that Natsu would be like attempting and those different in that case, like I'm considering initially one like Natsu would be the starting theory magic like I'm considering Natsu like at that point, like Natsu being exposed to like the theory magic that has like the power to like using it, which definitely most likely a person would be like able to control another person like through by stealing their mind. It's definitely my own theory I'm mentioned. So, but eventually, like some distant future, like once like Natsu would be like figuring out like about like realizing shockingly realizing about like all those daughters still being alive and even being villainously being controlled by Sekiro. Like at that point, I was trying now to connecting that realization to like this very day when Chris would be experiencing the eerie magic through this process eerie magic versus like the scenario that I was developing for like the very distant future of NATO is like Ankara and all of them. It's definitely my positive impression and definitely for this like eerie magic system the winner protection like the people that would be participating definitely would be like especially definitely there would be like the team of like NATO Lucy, and Happy and Gray as well. Gray as well would be that totally feeling like kind of guilty as well because of like eventually like tagging along with like Nanzo and so during like the whole Galvan Island meeting that basically Gray as well would be definitely expecting like a punishment out of Macro like here and up so that basically I'm delivering not like most likely probably not for them to like escape the punishments maybe hoping to like escape like the punishment. They will be also hoping that maybe like Master Macro even possibly if like they delay like the punishment as much as possible, maybe Master Macro might forget about like the punishment. And even Master Macro and possibly even Arthur might forget about like the punishment. So like maybe this would be like such an attempt as well. And those different result an attempt as well like the team of like Nasu, Lucy, Happy and Kire as well as this time I'm also putting Loki as well. Definitely, Loki as well would be part of like this exact theory magic mission. This definitely is the scenario that I'm preparing and I'm preparing. And so like in that through this mission I'm preparing like more about like the chat and the personality of like Loki being revealed. Maybe even like the backstory of Loki as well being revealed. This is also like about that and something. Loki's magic as well, like the true extent of like the power of like Loki's magic in like the current as well as like Loki's backstory and like have to like the reason for like Loki I think is like totally being afraid of like celestial heat is what I think that she is or like the celestial regard like I think that Loki is like a was revealed that Loki was like afraid of celestial wizards I think so like the reason for that as well all of that like successfully being possibly revealed through this exact eerie magic mission in this like Loki will be like only being would be tagging along like Nasu and Thor as they would be taking up this like eerie magic mission. It's like the initial scenario that about you're talking right now and not just in the Yeah, so like the name of the question points out is that like even though like besides what snaps we currently have, it's just like definitely a most of figure magic. Like I'm about to say figuring out what that writing means and reading it out loud, like basically might might cause that person who precisely reads out like that precise was writing to have this like mind get trapped into like that precise theory magic. And I'm also thinking like it wouldn't be like the poster wouldn't have the poster containing the writer wouldn't have like much of like an importance. I'm also thinking there to be actually be like an active stone tablet containing this precise exact writing. And I'm also thinking in that while being in like the present right in front of like the while like being in like right in front of like the stone tablet and reading out like this precise like writing that might be what caused like the magic to properly be activated and basically to actually be activated and basically for like a person's like mind to get trapped into that magic is definitely my positive influence. So like I'm preparing like definitely for it to not just be like a scenario is like Naso and so we like simply sitting in like the parallel skill base and trying to figure out like as to like what the meaning of like the fighting would be. But instead I'm also bringing like Naso and through setting off searching for like for example bring like through the interaction with like the other character skill members like them. At least one of them like maybe it would be mirror like I'm going to bring one of them like having an idea so they won't be able to like read and they won't be able to like know the language of the like read what's written in like the poster, but still number to bring them have an idea having an idea of like what kind of language that is magical language. It might be like some sort of like a unique magical language and them having an idea as to like what kind of magical language it is, even though they won't be able to read it and basically as to like where exactly like this language like maybe as to like the history of like this unique magical language and like the present day where exactly that history like has like where exactly that history happened in like the distant past, like the present day location of that place and basically the, such a manner like empowering like Natsu and Natsu Lucy as well as Gray as well as Loki most likely setting off on their mission to like learn more about which like locations precise location where like the history what is like or like a legend has been like spread to and been have been told to like have had happened in like the existing past that might have resulted in like this writing game form or something and basically so like that in such a manner like I'm definitely putting like now to Lucy and Happy today and like Loki setting off that precise location and there will be when numbers different there will be like that location will be when then eventually like something around and eventually figuring out like the language and finding about the pairing of the agreed to be exactly now so that about the developing or finally figuring out and finally reading that language and finally to be like Nasu himself that will be most likely losing his mind into maybe like precise tone tablet this in that special location that when contain the like exact writing and like that in like the both. That's definitely my positive impression. And so like my personal impression is also that like in the case of the theory magic mission about different ones like so and so eventually will be totally circulating like it is like scenario that I'm also and at that point like definitely they would be actually this time at least like they would be finally getting like the reward money. And so like about different like even though like Natsu would be like maybe like even though Lucy at that point of time would be totally excited and would be totally like hesitant to like basically have all that reward money at that point. I was different like once like eventually they would be getting like the reward money. Even though Lucy would be like extremely excited and they totally bring Natsu would like Lucy no like we would like totally give this reward money to like totally master macro so that like he would like let them off the hook out of like the whole upcoming punishment that's like lying away for them in like the periodic skill days, which like nothing through with only expecting that master macro by then would have made it back to like the periodic this phase. So like once they would be returning straight away, they would be definitely getting like the punishment. So like I'm also wondering then even expecting that at that point maybe in such a manner and maybe like them deciding to like under the circumstance that like the officer that Mark Michael as well as Pratt haven't like forgotten about like the punishment like once they would be returned to like the circus case and kill base like at that point for like has to improve like totally right like drive Mark Macro by offering him like all this like reward money like save for like them not receiving like the punishment is like the scenario that I'm looking from. Like basically that along such lines like Natsu and so totally thinking and basically I'm looking them returning back to like the Faraday skill base and Macro totally putting on this like fake act as if like he has totally forgot about like the punishment. That's as well totally putting on this fake act. And it will be strictly according to like the orders of Macro, like both Macro as well as totally as well like the remaining their skill members like totally putting on a like collectively putting on a fake act that like they have all forgotten about like Nantu and Lucy and all of their punishment and basically after a while like I'm supposed to be like without much delay, then I'm going to bring like man to micro, like all of a sudden, like calling Natsu and Natsu and Luffy and all of them out precisely on like their breaking of like the law or like the rule of like the British skill base and basically by attempting like the extra rank Luna mission and basically give like Master Macro about to give the punishment and at that point I was referring like Natsu and all of them would be totally scared but like at that last second like Natsu probably possibly offering like the reward money from the scary magic mission that they would have made and that when I was the Master Macro, being like excited with seeing all that reward money, is that Uncle Zipper still, but Uncle Zipper Master Macro still accepting that reward money as well, but still like giving them the punishment. And Uncle Zipper maybe since it's only due to like announcement through like offering like the reward money to like Master Macro, Uncle Zipper Master Macro, being a little some everything is a bit more lenient with like punishments to that's why maybe Master Macro toning down like the punishment and making it more lenient that like maybe Master Macro might have totally intended to like give the whole punishment which most likely the whole cleaning of like the entire justice of area will be as well as like doing like the lottery of like each of like where they kill members for like one whole month for like Nansu, Lucy, and Happy and Grace. This might have been like the initial punishment that Master Macro might have intended. Like my person fair impression that I'm thinking about it. But once like Nathan would be offering like the reward money and considering Master Macro deciding to like be a bit lenient and changing it from doing that stuff for like one whole month to like maybe 1 week and still that way I'm still not going through having to like do the having to being forced to like accept their punishment but like them at least only having to do it for 1 week is but like that 1 week 1 whole week like Nasu and Luffy and Happy and all of them like basically only struggling doing that whole task and therefore it's like the middle scenario that ever did on everything and that was events. Also definitely while so said theory and prediction that I'm still thinking on to that definitely the possibility that the theory the current theory magic being a smaller version of actual true actual true eerie magic that especially the gray method only used to like to basically control the daughter and the only but still while that magic of the grain would be like definitely be part of like the lost magic and that magic might have totally even been given to the grain especially maybe through the maybe it might have been precisely through that like the grain might have even got that eerie magic got that magic using which like the grain might have used on Rose daughter and control Rose daughter, especially when it was mentioned. But as for like this present eerie magic that basically a magic mission that Natsu would be most likely attempting like this present eerie magic that would be like which has like the 30 which would definitely be having like the 30-minute limitations like I'm suffering that won't be like part of like the lost magic. But like the first magic of Sacred, controlling magic of Sacred would definitely be part of like the lost magic of Zarafin, definitely by the Remembrance. Also, like definitely members of the Remembrance and for like such a type possible reason as well. For like Zaras most likely having even such a high level controlling magic to exercise the Sacred might mainly not just be like due to Sacred like extreme villanistic nature, but like the main reason might be definitely because of like Sacred back then already having made it to like the function of like being like a council member. So like that might have only figured by basically giving this like controlling magic to like Sagarin with like the coupling with like Sagarin's like villainistic nature, like coupling with like Sagarin's high position as like a council member, Zaraf would be like able to like do a lot of villainism through Sagarin. So this would be like the sole reason for Zaraf most likely having like given that high level controlling magic to like Sagarin in like the distant past might have been what might have happened and if that might have been what might if that is what has happened in like the distant past then this would be more like the reason for there are people doing so. It's also definitely my positive impression. Yes, so like definitely my positive impression right now is well, like the changeling magic has like only has like the power to like grab mind, body as well as like magic. Yeah, but they don't bring the changeling magic, like, even though it's like an ancient magic, would have absolutely no connection at all to like the mysterious magic that Saturn would be currently such a this dark kind of like magic that Saturn would be would have used to the control virus slaughter. Definitely one of the best. There it would definitely be the mind control rather than mind swapping. It's definitely not considerable. So like I'm going to say right now, I'm going to maybe like the changeling magic possibly being like magic being having like no connection to like the mysterious magic that the Drains have would they have using or their slower. Definitely I wasn't remember. So like the changeling magic, even though it's like from an ancient magic, like it might have been like created with like a good intent, it's definitely one doesn't remember. And like as for like the writing and the precise meanings of the writing, like in order to precisely fully figure out like the meaning of like the writing, one would like totally have to precisely be able like read like the entirety of like the writing and precisely my personal impressions were like what might have happened would be like precisely even while there's like an entire even in like the software itself like there's like an entire translation of like that precise writing of like that period changeling magic like meanwhile, like there's like an entire full translation, like about absolutely no one might have ever read like the because like I'm whoever put up like that precise job of the protector guardian of like the change like magic like about the he might not definitely not at all being able to like read like the entirety of like the entirety of like the writings of for like the change like magic because like he might have been totally instantly gotten scared and like the precise people that might have even attempted to precise like with our job as well of like the change like magic as well might have totally read like only the first few lines of like the translation and instantly it was like instantly them having like their mind body as well as their magic swapped out like they might have instantly gotten shocked and scared and even though definitely I'm considered or definitely to do precisely after like 30 minutes like their mind body as well as magic would be returning back to like their original self still I'm considering like that experience might have totally scared out like even the person who might have put out this like change link magic with that job offer as well as like all of the previous researchers that might have even attempted this like change link magic with that job offer and since they might have only got scared with like the swapping like and the when they might have only given up on like the precise job offer and this might be the reason for the job offer even being precisely like precisely being put up and precisely not having been completed even until now. It's definitely my like the precise intent of like the changing magic like the precise meaning that would be figured out will be only be able to like be figured out of like the writings can only be figured out once like someone fully reads like the writing. It's definitely my percentage so and the flame echo resembles like the precise aura like that precise rainbow that appeared precisely as Natsu even read like the first few lines of like the writings of like the changeling magic itself would be like precisely the auras of like each of them like Loki, like Lucy, Grey, Natsu, as well as Happy. It would be like the rainbow colors would be like the multiple colors would be the each of their auras, and each of their different aura colors with the name of the rainbow. Just like changing magic even from like the ancient past, like when it was like originally created, like it was might have definitely been created with like genuine good intent to like certainly swap like the mind and body as well as magic of people. So that like they would be able to like precisely and fully be able to like fully and truly be able to like understand one another might have been like the intent of like the person who might have created like the change in magic in like the ancient times. It's definitely my personal approach. So like I'm working, right now I'm working on everything like and even though like and I'm also working like the fairy tale field alone being like with like the eccentric nature like I'm also working the fairy tales alone field alone being like different and I'm also working after like even though right now like all of them are like totally like Arcanas and all of them are basically probably extremely confused and weirded out by like the mind body as well as magic swapping happening to them. Like I'm they're not running after like 30 minutes, like once they would all be like getting back like their original mind and body and magic and everything. Like at that point, even at that point, like I was delivering them like totally like finally excited and finally fully even being relieved that they finally got they were able to like return back to like the original self. And at that point I was returning all of them returning once again returning back to like the fairy tale cases like the scenario that I was working. And even though like Master Macro as well like totally knows of like this like precise changeling magic, like I'm about to bring Master Macro not knowing like the actual meaning behind like the writing, like behind the reason for its like existence or anything. Like for Master Macro might not even be knowing about like the 30 minute time limit as well. It's also like about the magic. Or maybe Master Macro might be knowing about like the 30 minute limit. Uh, Most likely Master Macro won't be knowing that, but like Master Macro might have like a feeling that like definitely won't be a permanent swapping. So like I was thinking like 30 minutes passing and like them all like Natsuans, so they're getting back like their original self. And at that point, them all certainly returning back to like the fairy tale skill phase. And then was thinking like once again like I'm thinking like most likely everybody else except for Natsu might be like only at that point will be telling them to basically tear up like that job poster of like the change big magic. So like, but I'm going to totally bring Natsu alone like totally being like still curious as to like him want even as compared to Natsu alone still being like being the only person who would be like still explain the curious and wanting to like know what like the actual uh true meaning of like if you Natsu only being like the person who genuinely still then wanting to like figure out like the meaning behind like the translation of the lines writing in like of like the same living magic. So of course if I'm still about to bring to maybe like stealthily like once again reading like that or like Natsu while like the others would be about to like tear off like the changeling magic poster. Like I'm going to bring the for that Natsu once again like quickly once again reading like the entirety of like the changeling magic entirety of like the translation of the changeling magic writing. It's like the scenario that I'm about to bring. And at that point once again like they're all of the very same people like Lucy, Earthana to Lucy, Grey, as well as Happy, would be precisely once again like having like their mind, body, as well as their magic shifting, swapping between them. And this time like it would be like a different set of swapping between them. That's definitely my percentage from like their initial swapping experience. It's definitely my percentage. So like they will be swapped with like different people among themselves. It's like the scenario that I'm also. So like once like that whole session, 30-minute session, that whole second 30-minute session would be like over by the number of I think all of them like finally being able to like figure out the precise reason of like the existence of like this changeling magic and like the precise meaning behind like this writing of like the translation of like the writing of the changeling magic was like certainly interpreted with like a good sentence to like so that like they would be able to like understand each other like so that people would be able to like understand each other on a way more deeper and truer and more truer level was like the precise reason, good reason I really kind of creation of like the change in magic. So like I was trying some figure Natsu and like Natsu most likely being like possibly being like the first to figure it out or like the possibly like all of them like by the second 30 minute session would be over like all of them would be like figuring that out. And then about the thing like them like firstly like Natsu like totally firstly finding like the owner who took up like the job of and Natsu totally revealing this like meaning behind the writing to like the job offer and to like the person who picked like the job offer and Natsu definitely getting like that reward money this time at least is like the scenario that I'm looking at. This time Natsu will be definitely getting like that reward money and like that way like Natsu possibly giving that money to like most likely not to macro and like that way like Natsu most likely getting like Natsu and like just through like most likely getting like a lenient punishment from like not macro for attempting like the role and attempting like second one and it's definitely the scenario that I'm looking at and my particularly and yeah, so like nothing else to see the level to to that like the swapping effect of like the change when that would be naturally coming from terms precisely after like 30 minutes. Definitely my person to Raymond. So like precisely I'm talking on the bringing master macro will be precisely lying about like the change in effect like the swapping effect like being permanent precisely if not undone precisely after like not under precisely before 30 minutes is definitely my person to membership. Precisely because like definitely master my person corrections definitely that month macro would be well and fully aware that basically precisely after 30 minutes like the swapping effect would be naturally coming under. But precisely master macro might have precisely decided to lie and make that turn that into like some punishment for like Nasu Lucy Lucy, Greg, as well as like Ursa, as well as Happy. Like this, since like Loki is like the only person who totally like hadn't like attempted like the F-rank mission, and was the only thing of like Alone Island. That was the only thing since like the macro would be totally crossed with even Ursa as well, because like even Ursa as well had exactly like Gray had gone to like the different back to improve, but like eventually ended up like totally attempting and completing like the Galuna Island mission along with like Natsu and Co. Like precisely the precise orders that precisely Macro might have even given Apsa might have been precisely to like bring Natsu and Pro back straight the moment like Apsa meets Natsu and Pro. So that it gets the find Natsu and Pro straight away and bring Natsu and Pro back. So exactly because Kapsa didn't do that, like I'm totally bring Kapsa would be like even to like the very moment like Kapsa would be totally unaware that basically Master Macro had already planned to like basically Master Macro might have only figured that basically about like Kapsa well he was really like joining with like Nathan Pro and completing like the Galuna Island of transition. So like even though Kapsa is qualified to like attempt a transition, still Kapsa has like basically this certainly because like Kapsa had already disobeyed like Master Macro and straight away on seeing Nathan Pro since like Arda didn't bring them back to like the perfect skill base and instead like Arda joined with like Namjo and Pro to complete like the Ezra mission of Galon Island just like along with like Namjo and Pro who had broken the role and had weren't qualified to like to take up balance mission. Especially because of this like Macro would be like totally planning on I have been totally planning on punishing Hamza as well as Gray as well. So definitely along with Technats and Pro. Definitely my version to remember. So like precisely because of this reason, like this would be like currently the was lying by Mass Macro that was the only thing would be like this punishment that Mass Macro might have already decided to like give like a Natsu Lucy, not just Natsu Lucy and Happy, but also like as well as Gray as well. It's definitely my first Gray energy. Like I'm supposed to bring like Natsu and all of them for like the exact 30 minutes like Natsu and all of them like they're totally panicking so much and like them desperately like fighting and definitely fighting like Natsu as well as Gray would be like totally fully fighting like most likely the entire 30 minutes like Natsu and Gray would be like totally blaming each other and fighting each other. It's like the scenario that I'm talking about. While like would be like only for us, I would be totally and desperately trying to figure out a way. This as well would be most likely trying to figure out a way. It's like and happy would be like totally like would be maybe like even feeling depressed or something. It's like the scenario that I'm talking about. So like I'm also regardless of everything that they would be trying like regardless of all that like I'm also trying like the end scenario definitely being like the 30 minutes passing and basically still Natsu and all of them like totally unable to like figure out like a way to like basically undo like the precise like changeling magic is like the scenario that I'm considering and then like precisely as like the 30 minutes pass like basically all of them like getting the shocking surprise with like all of their bodies returning back to like their original bodies and at that point it would be when I'm precisely parting like Master Macro laughing at all of them and basically revealing to all of them that this was like the punishment for like attempting like the transmission, like it's like the scenario that I'm considering, and like Master Macro then straight away telling sorry to like for Loki as well because like solely because of like the innocent Loki as well totally falling into like the trap of like the punishment of like Master Macro. It's the scenario that I'm considering and my personal revenge. So like I definitely not think the revenge right now. That's what with Levi and the Teal's shadow here and those only they would be definitely also like definitely fairy tale skill members as well. But like I'm also saying, like they would be like they would be having this thing where like I'm also saying like they would be like they would totally have this knack of like working as like with like the absolute coordination as like a trio. And that may be the reason for like them even while being like fairy tale skill members like exactly like maybe like how like Natsu has like the fairy tale remember name of like the salamander and the remember name. They might have like Levi and the two Levi and two of our friends like the fairy tale still members like the three of them might have called because of their absolute coordination might have called that might have named them like the shadow here is definitely my considering and pressure. And I'm definitely totally putting like their attempt as well to like precisely their attempt to like precisely undo like the changeling magic, changing swapping magic. Like I'm totally them attempting all sorts of like tricks and stuff to undo it, like the changeling magic, but like all of that attempt like probably failing. And I'm considering what they will be failing like another bunch of like the fairy tale still members like the nice and genuine ones like basically will be attempting there are unique strategies and ways to like learn to like the changeling magic and no matter whoever like whichever like their field members try like I'm considering all that and to like end up in like a failure. And Master Macro would be like just secretly totally enjoying just like all of them attempting and like it all ending up in like a failure and like the tension building up more and more within like Natsu and Pro like except for Loki while all of the remaining ones that have their have gotten in their mind body as well as magic swap like basically since like all of them would be like character skill members that currently Master Macro would only genuinely have decided that they are totally deserving of that is punishment. Like Master Macro would be totally enjoying that all the like tension building up within them. And like I'm just saying, like Master Macro would be well and fully aware as well that you know what like each of these character skill members like no matter what strategy or tricks they try to like undo like the changeling magic like it still won't be happening and it still definitely won't be able to like come undone unless like the play 30 minutes pass. So like Nakamura would be like literally standing there on the side and basically watching all this like tension building up and like will be like totally enjoying himself. It's like the scenario that I'm considering enjoying like the punishment of like Nakamura, like the scenario that I'm considering. So like definitely that doesn't impression that like right now even though that Devi offered help to like Lucy out of like the bond of friendship between Devi and Lucy in actuality definitely doesn't impression that even though like Devi would be like good friends with like Lucy like even more than that like I was referring like Devi would have like extreme obsession towards like precisely ancient scriptures like and all sorts of ancient scriptures and ancient stuff definitely that doesn't impression like Levi would be like a character builder that would be extremely interested and would also be having that kind of like a knack of like decoding ancient stuff and even more than that it would be like the extreme obsession and like the extreme interest that Levi would be having towards like ancient sculptures and stuff would be the main reason for like those different Levi like totally so easily offering help as well. It's like also my personal consideration so like definitely I'm different precisely like as like Levi would be like carefully like reading like the changeling spell words like inscriptions like at that point I'm also different precisely Levi totally absolutely forgetting about like since like Lucy and when all of them would be so like patiently looking forward to like basically Levi quickly being able to like figure out the precise correct way to like basically to undo like the changeling magic like I'm also worrying Levi totally and absolutely forgetting about like all of them like including Lucy and like Levi totally as like Levi would be starting to like read the inscriptions of like the changeling spell like Devi totally this for extreme obsession and perspective towards like the changeling spell like Devi totally forgetting about like Lucy and all of them and Devi totally trying to figure out like what like the actual meaning behind this. Devi only being focused and only being like totally forgetting about all of them and Devi's focus or solely falling on like Devi trying wanting to like really figure out like the actual meanings behind like the inscription. So like I'm also forgetting like Devi totally forgetting about them and like that time precisely the time limit of I'm considering like the it would be precisely as like the time limit of like the 30 minutes would be precisely over that I'm considering maybe would be like Eureka like to only have that last moment that like, when the time is over then Lady will even be able to like figure out like what like the meaning of like this precise like changeling spell inscription even it's definitely my personal preference, and by then, like the time being over, and basically was like still like shockingly, like all of them, Natsu and all of them, like gaining back straight away, gaining back their original bodies without any help from Levi, who would have like totally. innocently like betrayed them. It's like the scenario that I'm going to present. So like and at that point, I'm looking for Devi to be like the right person actually figuring out and revealing to all of them that basically this like a change in itself was like created to like basically for people to like understand each other on like a deep and extremely deeper and poor level is definitely like and that being like the ultimate meaning space of like the encryption of exchange is when like maybe revealing that to all of them is like silent scenario that I'm looking and that actual meaning would be definitely one thing that even macro won't be like aware of. It's also definitely my person to English. So like definitely my person to English right now as for like maybe figuring out like the meaning and like kind of inscription that being like may you be forever happy with this channel. So I think that would be like a total and an absolute lie by Levi, especially by person to English. Like exactly like macro like Levi as well would be like totally having fun like making up this lie and just like seeing like the tension of like natural stuff and all of them would be exactly what Levi would be doing right now, especially with the trainer. So that would be like a total and absolute lie. And especially since like Levi even said that basically eternal specifically mentioned like eternal swapping being like the meaning behind the inscription like eternal like especially for Levi to even point that out and those different it was precisely most likely because of like Levi after going through like the changeling inscription might have totally figured out that basically only like it's like a temporary swapping for only just 30 minutes and so Levi might have instantly figured out that basically master macro as well was like totally lying and that was like the punishment like that master macro was like precisely giving like that's when all of them like for precisely that's what and all of them for precisely attempting like the shrine mission so like on going through like the inscription like this might have been exactly what like Levi might have figured out that is definitely my wasn't the reality. So like Levi might not only join in stealthily totally like join in on like the fun of like fun of like the punishment of like Master Macro on Nasu and crew. And precisely because of that reason like Levi like Levi will be precisely currently lying about like the meaning that she claims to have figured out of like the through like the instructions definitely my budgetary emergency. So like definitely my budgetary emergency right now it's like only 30 seconds left to like undo like the changing matches like first paper thing definitely Master Macro would be like totally messing with them and like would be like increasing like the intensity of like the punishment like to increase like the tension even more like maybe like the saturation of master macro totally like definitely I'm considering to be like a total like that master macro would be telling like not to screw that basically that he would be only be able to like undo like the changing magic swapping spell only in pair. Like even that would be like a total lie by Master Macro. To, so that like Master Macro could like totally do this like space thing, but like he would be like acting as if like he's like performing some sort of a magic that can actually like totally to trick Nathan to think that like Master Macro is like actually performing some sort of a magic that will be like now undo like the whole the changing swapping and everything. But like most different like master macro only having fun like freaking and like creating all that tension in them all of them like as like the punishment and basically and, like with like master macro would want like all of them to like see master macro failing and like undoing like the swapping and like for their tension to like increase even more. So it's definitely my personal impression. So like I'm also separating like the precisely my personal impressions like by the time like the time will be over like even at like the very last single second before like the time period would be over. Like even then, like they would be like all of them would be like nuts and all of them would be like remaining in the swapped body state, just like the scenario that I'm looking for. And like with like the time, the moment the time would be after 30 minutes, time would be over. Like they're more like naturally and instantly like returning back to like the original bodies and like the bits of like the changeling swapping spell like literally undoing on its own. It's all happening at that very mark at when like the 30 minutes would be over without like absolutely no one even having to like help them at all. Like naturally happening and like then at that point like Master Macro totally laughing at them and revealing the truth about like him being his punishment. It's like the scenario that I'm constantly bringing the scenario that I'm still thinking on to end the cinema person to end up. So like like only 30 seconds left, like basically of my Korean mentioning that he can undo like the magic in like the swapping magic in pairs, like will definitely be Master Macro wanting that whole fight. But Master Macro would be totally expecting like a whole fight between like Matsu and Crow. as to like who gets to like go first. If, and that's like exactly what I'm considering the thing as well. Like and that then that reflects them like totally fighting between each other. And maybe I'm also pretty like maybe at like the last 5 seconds would be when I'm also pretty like they would be totally even agree like or like I'm also bring it to be like the last 1 or 2 seconds, like when only 1 or 2 seconds would be remaining I'm also bring until then like I'm also bring like from 30 seconds down to like the countdown down to like the 1 or 2 when it's like 1 or 2 seconds will alone will be remaining. Until that point they would be like totally fighting amongst each other as to like who this player gets to like go first and then also bring maybe at like the very last final 1 or 2 seconds like so yeah that they will the fight would be over and they would be like finally reaching like into like a selfless kind of agreement so on those only putting like it will be totally especially when that is only 1 or 2 seconds will be like remaining that and also putting like all of them finally coming to like the whole fight being over and then finally coming to the agreement to like let Ursa and like the pair of Ursa and Happy to have like the swapping undone through Master Macros for them to like go for like selflessly like the remaining of them like they will taking such a decision. And precisely as like Macro would be like about to like perform to like fake magic that he would be like trying to make it appear as if it's like an under as the power to like under his magic like especially while Master Macro would be even beginning to like perform his magic like and was performing like them possibly like them all coming undone. Okay, so like I definitely know the very mention right now with like a lady basically chatting like the inscription on like the very last second definitely I'm also like right now, my person during research, like maybe might have totally like Levi thought like basically that she has figured out like the meaning behind like the instruction, but like what Levi might have uh, thought she has figured out to be totally and absolutely and fully wrong, and that's what they're only something like basically that chanting of like the instructions of like by Levi of like the Changeling Man by Levi totally usually backfiring on Levi is like the scenario that I was referring to. Like I was referring once like the 30 minutes will be like fully over. Like I was referring really coincidentally and simultaneously also it feels like the 30 minutes will be over precisely. Levi as well will be like precisely will be done like chanting like the instruction if like the scenario that I'm considering, so like precisely as maybe would be done doing that, like I'm considering what would be most likely happening and also preparing to be precisely like Loki's like body, mind as well as magic being switched with like Levi's. Just like the scenario that I'm considering, while Naruto and all of the remaining Naruto and like the remaining crew would have like their bodies returned back to like their original self. Just like the scenario that I'm considering. So, like at that point, I was depressing like an info, and all of them like totally laughing at Levi's like the scenario that I was depressing, and Loki being like totally happy with like having his like mind body as well as magic totally switched with like precisely Levi. Like at that point, like Loki being totally happy, but like and like everybody else in like the fairy tale kid as well totally being laughing at like Levi, while like poor Levi would be like totally temporarily for like the next 30 minutes will be like having her like mind body as well as magic trap in like Loki's body. It's like the scenario that I'm totally only putting and my question to them it would be only at that point that I'm looking at only putting Master Macro only breaking like the news and basically revealing to like all of them that basically he knew that precisely like the magic would be like the changing magic would be coming undone in like the next in like 30 minutes automatically. So like he naturally and generally he consciously did tell them as like things like that was the punishment that he has given to them like so like that way things ending in like a happy ending is like the scenario that I was only bring I'm not looking to interruption. So like I definitely not looking to interruption right now is that like maybe it might have been totally wrong about like the words in like the instruction by themselves and not having like extra meaning. So like they might have definitely had like extra meaning. So like that might have caused like even like I maybe reading like the inscription like reverse as well to like have like the very same effect. But like I'm also worrying this time precisely. So like I'm also worrying while like the scenario while like precisely all of them might have been supposed to like according to the actual effects of like the changeling swapping spell and basically that while they might have all been supposed to like return back to like their normal self unswap self in within like precisely 30 minutes like that was different like the precise chanting of like the inscription, changeling inscription by like Devi at the very last second soul because of that soul reason I was referring to that way, except for like except for like Lucy and Gray, like the other, and the maybe like Lucy and Gray alone might have not, maybe like might have not, because like I'm also bring like the chanting was like this time was like didn't was like a rainbow, but instead was like a beam that it was like a different effect with like a beam right into like the sky, like a thing instead of like a rainbow which like appeared precisely when NASA had initially read like the changeling instruction like without in like the proper way, without in like a reverse manner. I'm also putting like the reverse manner, the first difference, like reading it in like the instructions in like a reverse might have really caused like that difference with like no rainbow being formed, but like a huge speed to like the sky being formed. And I was wondering maybe it might have been precisely like it might have been precisely like Lucy as well as like Gray alone that might have not gotten caught in that precise team that appeared once like Levi was like reading like that instruction in reverse with the cleaner chance. That might be like solely due to like Gray as well as like Lucy not getting caught in that team might have been like the sole reason for like the precise time limit like the 30 minutes being over like and basically straight away like them returning back to like their normal unswap self while precisely like Natsu as well as like Loki, as well as like Astra and Happy might not only gotten caught in that whole beam and like beam of like reading like later reading like that inscription in like a reverse, and that might be the reason for like another set of like another 30-minute swapping might have took place right then for them. So like definitely in short, like definitely my remember is that like solely due to like Levi and was differing like them for like happy as well as Nasu and Loki having would be having to like wait it out for like another 30 minutes for them to like get back their unswapped rosette. It's definitely my personal theory I'm prediction. And so like this only one possibility that I'm considering like the other possible reason would be precisely maybe because of like when they be even reading like the instructions in regards as well might have changing instruction in regards as well might have caused like an another set of like once again repeated swapping for like the next 30 minutes as well to happen to like all of them. Even including Gray as well as Lucy as well. So like I was separating while it might have been precisely after like precisely Levi had read like the inscription in reverse and like the whole blowing and everything of like blowing effect of all that was like happening and the theme and everything was happening like after that like I'm preparing like Master Macro might have precisely steadily like use skills like powers like magical powers to use skills like pair use like unique magic to like precisely where like macro had earlier made the offer that that basically he would be able to like undo like the swapping in pairs like maybe that might have been what might have happened and might have been maybe macro that might have decided to like have fun and basically trick all of them and can confuse all of them by stealthily using his magic directly after like Levi had like um, read the inscription in black river. Mathemacromato uses magic to exercisely untrap exactly Asa and Gray alone. Might have been like the other possibility of what might have happened. Definitely also my cousin remember. Like definitely my cousin remembers right now with like the majority of the characters will remember having thought and thought in like the changeling swapping effect like and also like it would be just like definitely be returning back to like the normal state within like the next 30 minutes. Like once like the next 30 minutes would be over, like I was depressing like all of them would be getting like unswapped and returning to their normal self. It's like the scenario that I was depressing. But definitely my percentage impressions that like right now I'm the only predicting like definitely not even my master macro might have genuinely been even aware that that basically like in 30 minutes like the effect will be naturally and automatically coming undone. So like I'm not preparing until like the next 30 minutes like I'm just preparing including master macro like each and every single one of them possibly most likely being like so tense and so extremely tense and confused and like I'm just preparing most likely even blaming each other and fighting each other. It's also like the scenario that I'm preparing. But like precisely once like the 30 minutes will be over, like all of them show clear realizing that like this entire time they didn't have to like do anything at all. It's definitely my personal interest. So like and Master Macro as for like the case of Master Macro and the Superring, he might have totally genuinely like wrongfully he might have even while he might have heard of like this process changeling magic. Like he might have heard of it in like the wrong manner, where like he might have changed the thoughts that basically this magic effect would be like permanent if not brought undone like within like 30 minutes. When actually like 30 minutes, like it would naturally come, like it naturally coming undone. Uh, the swapping coming naturally undone. It would be like the genuine accuracy of it, which like even macro might have not been aware of. It's also the limit of the remembrance. So like me was in the remembrance right now was like the majority of the research judgment was like swapping between it like each other, like even including like macro as well as like neuron. And those different definitely since like neurons like now macro like I'm different like too much of this as like how they will be like undoing like undoing like their own swapping. For example, like the changing magic like I'm different like precisely either I'm particularly my own remembrance right now is that like definitely macro will be like genuinely honest and about like him having like the power to like undo like the magic in fair. This definitely my most remembrance. So like undo the swapping in fails is definitely not the so like I was referring like even master micro might be like lying about like the whole maybe lying about like the whole 30 minutes thing like and then was referring maybe or like the other purpose is like basically like the whole undoing of like swapping in pairs might actually still be like possible even after like the 30 minutes reflection of micro might be not aware of. That's also like the another possibility that I'm referring anyway like right now also different like the entirety of it, the fair test skill is like placing all like them only giving up on maybe ever being able to like figure out this like whole solution. So like I'm just different them the entirety of the fair test skill is like only giving up on maybe and like placing their hopes currently on precisely Mara. So since like is Mara is in like macro body like I'm just different also like macros magic like I'm just different them all placing their hopes on Mara being able to like master like the precise magic of macro using it which like she would be able to like undo like the magic the swapping effect in pair like basically them like the theoretical skills they attempting that with like macro using like Husmera currently right now basically trying to teach like precisely Mera to precisely master that magic and I'm delivering either through such a scenario I'm delivering maybe through macros teaching like basically Mera finally mastering that magic and Mera successfully like undoing like swapping through Mera like basically the undoing process like being at the it's like the one possibility that I'm delivering or like the other possibility that for them to like for macros like I can to like teach Mera to train Marathi use that unswapping magic in pairs though, but like it's still being a failure. So like I'm going to bring at that point macro only taking the decision to like basically the to find another solution to like unswap all of them and I'm going to bring them like figuring out like basically the location as to, like where like this ancient inscription actually truly is and I'm going to bring it to be either actually written in like a statue or like a stone tablet somewhere in like some location. So like them all like deciding to like set up to find to that particular location to like precisely uncover like the code and the solution to of like solution as like how to like basically they would be able to like return all of them back to like their normal self and with that like them setting off on that mission. That's like the other possible scenario that I'm just remembering and member to understand regardless of like the eventual scenario is like obviously I'm pressing for them like engineers succeed in like returning all of them back to like their normal self. But still I'm protecting exactly like how it's like code right now that basically it would be definitely even after like getting their all of them return back to their normal self like that disturbance that slight disturbance of through like the majority of the variant skills members like basically having their having gone through like this magic, the effects of this swapping magic, once like would be like that slight unbalance will be like always remaining permanently throughout like their entirety of like their life. So like I was differing the since like the majority of the fairy tale skills were affected by this spell and was differing like this would be like a major important turning point in like basically which would like eventually be playing a major factor and a major role in like the already eccentric behaving like fairy tales guild like the fairy tales guild already known for being it like unusual behavior unusual than normal behavior like even having like even more of an eccentric nature to be solely due to like the effects of like the long-term permanent effects of like this exact like changeling magic affecting like the majority of the fairy tale skill members, and that way messing with like the balance of each of their lives, and that way like that unbalance is becoming like more and more prominent, not only in like their daily lives but also in like their magic and everything they do, and that being more and more prominent to like the rest of the world and like the council members as time progresses is definitely my taking theory on such.